Ashtotar Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Scorn Beauty Founder Acharya His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Om Vishnupad Paramhams Parivrajikacharya Ashtotar Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Srila Prabhupada अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की आचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण ओ गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन वृंदावन धाम की जय श्री मथुरा पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय श्री नवद्वीप श्री मायापुर धाम की जय श्री कोलकाता धाम की जय श्री बीआरसी गीता भवन धाम की जय गीता भवन बीआरसी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय गंगा माई की जय यमुना माई की जय श्रीदेवी तुलसी महारानी की जय सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories to the assembled devotees all glories all glories Shri Shri Guru Shri Gauranga Shri Prabhupada ki jai today to be able to be of some, hopefully, some service for the wonderful devotees here. I requested somebody can capture some points also, at least what come from the devotees. Who can do that? Note it in some, or I will be noting it here. That may be
ऑनलाइन
recording तो हो रहा है. उससे निकालना पड़ेगा बात. Anyway, if somebody is interested, they can do that. Yeah, just few points, not like very detailed. Then you can send it to me. I will add it to some of the list. Okay. So everybody is here today. Everybody is here. Okay, I mean everybody. Okay, no, my question. Oh, that's fine. No, I'm not talking about the people not in this room. I'm not talking about the people who are not in this room. So the answer is yes. Yes. Okay. Right. Because Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Indriyani parahavu, Indriyabhya para, manasastu para, de yobuddhe bharatastu saha. So you have many things with you. Which ones of you will you keep here with you today for the next 1 hour? That is your choice, right? I was hearing in a lecture, Keshavananda Prabhu was saying that if you want to understand what the mind is, the gross manifestation of the mind is a child. So, kabhi ye kar raha hai, kabhi wo kar raha hai. So actually, what's the difference between us, definitely my own experience, or the child? Difference क्या है? उनका बाहर चल रहा है, मेरा अंदर चल रहा है. यही तो फर्क है बस. वो the kid is doing अभी ये कर रहा है. So he's all over the place basically, right? Take this toy, take that, mommy, like that all the time. So that's what is happening to me inside. One time thinking about this, then that was happening during Mangal Aarti today also. Mangal Aarti is going on, my mind is a little bit here. This is happening to me personally. And so what it really requires is just a strong internal reminder. So that's my humble appeal to everybody, that you are investing your next 1 hour. You're investing it, it's your very limited capital. Everybody has very limited capital. So when you invest something, you make sure you get a return out of that. You don't leave that thing. We don't worry about the result. Wherever my mind, it will result too. We have to be very much careful about the result. So at the end of the hour, it would be my responsibility to see if I can serve you in a way that you may take back some result from your investment. So there's so many seminars that happen. Do some investment, you'll get something. Not a lot, right? The same thing applies here. It's not like, Prabhu, we are nishkam. I'm not looking for any result. No. Kriti sadhe bhave sadhe sadhana bhakti. I'm looking for a specific result to achieve here. And that's what, at the end of the day, we try, whether we note, etc., and see. Like Maharaj Prabhu does this. What happened in the last class? So very important to see specifically what I am going to gain. So be greedy for that. The more you are greedy, Prabhu, I will also become more greedy. Because that will happen. So become greedy for a result. We take all of those material concepts, but we apply it for Krishna. So we be greedy that how can we take a step further towards the Lord? How can I take that step further towards the Lord after this 1 hour? We can do so. Tatshanat, right? It's not going to take us. Somebody says, Prabhu, take very many births. Oh, I said, no, they would not have used the word Tatshanat if it was only going to be very So we have that opportunity right here, right now. Right here, right now, not some other time, some other place. Yes, the principle is true. No, right now. Right now, the principle is true. So tomorrow, by the kind blessings of Vibhu Prabhu and the devotees, we will be doing a session on, what is the name? Have you sent out the WhatsApp? So there's a little delay on our in. Okay. So please, let's. I'm a big procrastinator myself, but let's do that immediately. Anyway, this is good that right now that's why we did this discussion, but send it out that after we discuss it. So Vaishnav Vanchana Vandana Goshti, very nice name came up by Vibhu Prabhu. So in continuation of what we had talked about earlier last time about the Vaishnav Vandana, which is appreciation of devotees. Yeah. Appreciation of devotees. So that we will be doing tomorrow. It is a quote unquote mandatory session approved by the leader, is Maharaj Prabhu. So we'll have to remind Maharaj Prabhu also of that, but he has approved that. And I think Gaurang Smaranam Prabhu and Prem Gopal also joining. So we'll ask them also to join. So that will be 1.5 hour session. The things will be sent out tomorrow. There'll be some things you'll have to work on today. Please try to do some thinking today, some homework today, so you can ready for this very critical session tomorrow. Okay. And the reason it was changed to Thursday was because people very humbly requested there should be a feast afterwards. That so tomorrow there is a feast. It's so. And I'm very grateful personally myself. My mother's Shraddh with all the Brahmanas, great devotees honoring it and happening on this wonderful day. So with that auspicious thing, I thought I will just kind of formulate it a little bit with similar discussion, but I try to formulate it in a certain way. Again, there will be more discussion so that we get the impetus and see how we can be inspired tomorrow. That 1.5 hours that we can really give ourselves deeply. Okay. As I told you before, also I had to remind that to myself. The only one big thing about success, whether it's material life or spiritual life, it's life, which we know referentially is that whatever we try to do, if I can give it all that I have. Like Lord Jesus Christ said, don't be, what is that, do you know this? Huh? Be hot or be cold. If you are lukewarm, then what do I do? Spit you out. It's very spit you out. That's how they did what they did in ISKCON. That's what Jesus Christ did. What? Don't leave anything. They do that in the material world. That's unfortunately they don't get to eventual perfect goal, eternal goal. So let's give it all that we have, help each other in that. Okay, so the topic is of appreciation. Okay, so the question is why, the first point is why I'm going to put a few, I call it basics. Basics with a Q, B-A-S-I-Q-S. Okay, B-A-S-I-Q-S, which means basic questions. This is a nice way to also, I cover that as in the executive coaching also. You have to try to address basic questions about anything that you want to understand about. And the first most important question typically is why. If you don't know why you are doing what you're doing, then the fuel is gone. You may get into a lot of details of what you do, how you do. So why to appreciate Prabhu? So I have jotted down quite a few points. Okay. Maybe I'll hear a little bit from anybody and see if it overlaps. Why should we do this? Why should I appreciate devotees? Why should we appreciate? Why? The question is why? Why should we appreciate? Not really sure. Maybe we shouldn't. Itna bhi kya hai? Why should we appreciate devotees? Some of it was we discussed quite a bit last time also. Heart will become my heart will become soft. Okay, you have to explain that a little bit. What do you mean by soft? मतलब ये सब measure कर रहे हैं कि soft heart. Okay, good. All right. So this is one point. You are saying that resentment within the hearts of the devotees will within my heart for other devotees will reduce. Why will that happen? By appreciation. Remember, we only talked about one specific thing here. No? Today, the focus is one thing: appreciation, and primarily of devotees. Let's say we are primarily focusing on devotees, but the people, yeah, yes. So why is So there is yes. Hmm? We are remembering the other person's good qualities. So you are saying that resentment reduces. Okay. Yeah. So because we remember the good qualities and resentment, you are saying will reduce. Okay. Well, we are thinking something bad about him because now we are saying good about that person. We are saying good about that person, then that will reduce. Yeah. So I will relate a small, you may know this also. Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur has this pastime. There were devotees in the mutt there were two devotees. I think there were two devotees. They couldn't get along. There was some conflict. There's some conflict which was there. So what he did, he told those devotees, come in front of each other and do what? Specifically appreciate each other. Not just that, oh, yes, you are a good devotee. Yeah. Specifically, if you appreciate each other, when they did like that, to specifically do that, then your focus is changing now towards your focus is it's all about focus. Where am I focused? So why am I resentment? Because my focus, I'm seeing him whole, but my focus is on another thing. Some specific qualities, things he has done, whatever. That's my focus. So what is Bhakti Thakur doing? He's saying, change your focus. That won't just happen by saying, yes, I will change my focus. I have to do it. Make it happen. Make it happen. Explicitly doing something. See, the mind is very, I will just say this point here only. This is a very important part of the coaching also that I do. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that what is the biggest enemy? I should probably share this before with some of you. Huh? Yeah, that's true. But when Arjuna, that's also true. Uncontrolled mind is an enemy. I think Prahlad Maharaj says that in the Bhagavad, uncontrolled mind is the enemy. When Arjuna asks in the 3rd chapter, I want to do the right thing. I'm not able to do it still. So Krishna says there is one enemy because of which what is that? Lust. Okay. And where does this enemy reside? Okay. And then he gives a solution. The enemy is in these places, mind, intelligence. Then he gives a solution. Where should you attack? The enemy is at many places. You attack at every place, unless you're a super strong person. Some of you maybe. But if you're not super strong, you have to know where to attack. So where should you attack? You know this point? We'll cover this more later. It is the senses. Regulating the senses. Why? Why does it immediately say attack the mind and the intelligence? Yes, because it's easy. Because you control your mind is to look into the eyes is easy. So that's why I request eye contact. Why? Easier, na? If I tell you focus your mind, then yeah, for 0.25 microseconds.
That may be possible afterwards. Again, but eyes, more time, like Suraj Prabhu, good eye contact. You have to, and this is a skill I'm talking about. I'm talking about a skill, seriously. Like right now, it's a very important skill. You don't know how important this skill is. Extremely important skill. Whatever field you are in, go to Stockholm or wherever. But it's wherever you are, it doesn't matter what you are doing. Your eye contact, eye is a window to the soul. When I say give everything, first give your eye. The eye also, give the eye away. Go and give your eye to look at. Both. So anyway, I'm saying this. Why am I saying this? So you specifically have to appreciate. You can't say, yes, Prabhu, I feel good about this devotee. No, not good enough. Do it. That's why we have to chant. That's why we have to do the sadhana. Not that. Okay. So that's one point. Okay. Anybody else? Anything? What else? Why should we are addressing one question right now. Why? Huh? Why should we do this? Yeah, good.
When we do this, and then we can motivate that person and help that person or devotee in whatever quality he is possessing to increase that.
Right, wonderful. So we are helping that. This is different. First was I removed the resentment. Second is I am helping that devotee move up. So we talked about this, I think, in some discussion with you only, I think, last time, right? We are helping the devotee move up. My own personal experience when I was kind of like your age at that time, and my own experience in my own college, you can say, or that age was that people typically, especially in the hostel or like that, people are gaining pleasure by what do they do to the other person? Typically, pull down. If you're good in pulling down, you're a smart person. You're a street smart. You heard of street smart person. Street smart. इसको कैसे घुमा देगा? मुझे नीचे कर देगा. Like that's a street smart person, isn't it? That's typical. I felt that quite a bit later on. I became a victim of some of that also. In one sense, you can call it bullying. It's called bullying. It's a very serious matter actually in schools and colleges. Bullying can actually traumatize. You know this? It can traumatize the kids, not just kids in college and etc. It can be very heavy. I myself was experiencing some of this. So I was seeing this, that I was not intelligent at that time. Not so much now, but at that time I couldn't really understand it so much. When I came in the association of devotees, the big things I felt immediately was that this is different. People are uplifting another person. And it was really different for me. For me, like for that, who understood? I mean, I didn't understand about. I was not into voice or did get or any of that also. But that may be the same experience with voice for some other. I didn't. I'm saying that experience that I saw, that people are actually trying to uplift each other. The close friends also, they're trying to uplift each other. And it was just happening more and more across the board like that. And I was thinking, they are the people I want to be with. So, kis Bhagavad Gita, kaun samjha? What did I understand of the Bhagavad Gita? What did I understand of anything else? But I liked being with those people. Why do people like to be with devotees initially? If they may or may not say it so explicitly sometimes, but actually, isn't this one big reason? They like prasad. You can feed them good prasad, that's nice. But if you pull them down, they'll come to you. You may feed them little khichdi, but if you appreciate that you are uplifting them, you're trying to say, hey, this is what you have good. Yes, people want that. So that culture is a spiritual culture, that culture of appreciation. So I'm just saying that uplifts the other person. That's the second point. It removes You are giving, we are giving, Prabhus, we are giving, and we are here to give. That's the other point I was discussing with Vibhu Prabhu that day also. Whenever I'm talking to another person, and I bring up the point of my coaching, but my coaching is about executive communication. I call it charismatic talks. So that basically what people want to become charismatic, want to, yes, I mean, communicate very nicely. But what's the main thing? Basically, the main thing is that you should be able to care, to give. It doesn't matter to who you're talking to. At the end of the day, if the person goes back with something, that's good, right? You give them some value. Are you following me? So when you are talking to each other, it doesn't matter when you're talking, what circumstance, whatever. If the back of your mind, the consciousness is, I want to give something to him, uplifting to him, right? So when you appreciate the other person, you will give him encouragement, you will give him enthusiasm. So an interaction happened between you and another person, and if you go back and see, did he gain anything? And think about it sometimes, just a casual conversation. And you would think like, no, actually, I don't know whether he gained anything. That's not a, you have to rethink that. Maybe I could have given him something. You can give, huh? Every time something. You can give enthusiasm. No, not really. क्या अभी कितना भी क्या है? ये तो नॉर्मल कन्वर्सेशन चल रहा है. ऐसे एक दूसरे से बातें कर रहे, राइट? ऐसा हो रहा है. लोगों से एक दूसरे से just generally talking. So we are thinking, yeah, ठीक है, it's normal. It's not normal. It normal has to change. Normal has to change. That it's not just the acharyas. Yeah, you hear Prabhupada's conversations. He's always giving only, na? What is at the back of his mind? Giving. I was in the training in London. This is a leader of a big public. He's a big person also. So he was actually saying it like that. He coaches in effective communication. He was actually saying it like this. That every time I open my mouth, it has one purpose: to sell. Can we derive something from this? Can we learn from this? What? Every time I open my mouth, he's taking so much on the stage, off the stage. He said, but every time I open my mouth, I have only one purpose. Very honest statement: to sell. So, do I have that one purpose whenever I open my mouth? Is it a good question? Or do I have many, many purposes? Can I drive can I move towards one purpose at least? Can I? Come on.
Yes.
Would you like to? No? Question already? अच्छा ठीक है पूछिए.
I think this quality or this mode would be, there are three levels. Somebody is doing levels, and there are colleagues,
Right.
and there are juniors.
Yeah.
So we should try to appreciate, but I think when this mode is applied towards three, they are notifying some superior. So we can appreciating and trying to improve it.
Yeah.
And to our colleagues also. The junior, I can understand.
Yeah. But I did not say. You notice my word.
I'm just saying.
I know. I understand. Yes. Good. Very good question. I'm not saying your question is not valid. I'm just clarifying my words. You see, you can give. Can you give something to Prabhupada? Can we give something to Prabhupada? That's what we're talking about. Yeah. So I'm generally, that's what I talk. You can give to Prabhupada by appreciating, glorifying. The word seniors, we use the word glorifying. Glorifying, na? Gurudev, senior devotees. So what? You are giving them in the sense that they are happy, na? ये बच्चा भी बढ़ रहा है, कुछ सीख तो रहा है कुछ. They are happy to say, माँ बाप को अगर if the kid goes to the whether same thing, kid goes to the father and appreciates his father or something. The father is not so much happy. Meri hota hai, but the father is happy. He's improved. Just like that. So that way whether we are talking to senior, colleagues, juniors, in different ways, the idea is I'm trying to give some value. To the juniors, we may give care, right? To these people, we can give to colleagues, we can give advice, we can give enthusiasm, we can give to juniors also that way. So what else? What other thing anything which will help them what in their service? Seva. So for the seniors, we are giving them in the sense that we are glorifying them. We are at least making them. You can think of various reasons, but obviously they are happy to see that you are moving forward. No? Aren't they happy when you are jumping in the kirtan? They are happy. But not yeah. You're not caring for them or something. No, they are not improving them. Yes, they are different, but you are still giving. The same principle applies. How you give to your father, how you give to Prabhupada is different from how you give to your child. It's different. But you give. That's the main point. You give. What's the difference between lust and love? Give. Take. Actually, give. Okay. What are the reason for why? Anything else somebody wants to say? I will also say. Yes, now Krishna is coming to picture. Thank you. So there are points around Krishna. You see, right? We have to remember this point. I wrote that down first, but it's nice. You see, this is the point. What is devotee? There is a person, Krishna also. My Lord, please help me remember that you also as a person, not just this inconceivable person. Jagat avyakta murti, na is avyakta murti, but he is there. Mamdu vedana kashana. We cannot understand you, but you are there, my Lord, as a person. So now, what is the goal of life? Yeah, to please Krishna, to love Krishna. So first, we have to remind ourselves, yes, Krishna, you are there. Very bold. I forgot, isn't it? When we forget it, then Krishna, we forget, mostly to forget or not. But we have to keep reminding ourselves of this. Just like Krishna consciousness. So, what is happening here? Goal of life is Krishna Prema. So, you love Krishna by loving whom he loves. Love me, love my dog. So, you have to love the devotees. That's how you love Krishna. That's how you will love Krishna. And to love somebody means you are there immediately to Prabhu, I really love you and all that. We may not be able to jump to that platform. So we have to take some steps towards that. Not in terms of words only that I love you, but truly I feel love, deep affection. That's a high stage. It's a high stage. So how do you get to that? Do we want to get to that? Are you sure? Yeah. Okay. The big yes. Yes. Okay. So we want to get to that. Then what's the step towards that? Yeah. So that's what we talked about last time. You develop some respect towards this person. You are valuing him now. You don't value the person at all. How would you have affection, care for that person? You're valuing that person. So that respect comes from the looking at something that you respect them for, appreciate them for. Okay. So any other point about Krishna? Yes. Worship of my devotees, yes. But Bhakta Vipujatika, yes. He himself values it so much deeply. So it comes in the similar point, but that's very important. He's putting it higher. One who is my devotee is not my devotee. One who is a devotee of my devotee is my devotee. Wonderful point. So Krishna is there in the form of his devotees. Anything else? Yes.
When you say anything good, we can remember Krishna. That good is coming from Krishna.
Yes. Okay. So okay. So you got it. So this is the point. Panjit Prabhu, you remember that? What are the three things you were saying towards the end of last class? These are dash Krishna, dash Krishna, dash Krishna. Yes. Yeah. By Krishna, of Krishna, and for Krishna. So these qualities are coming from Krishna. The qualities are of Krishna, and qualities are for Krishna. So see, this person, the Supreme Lord, I can't see you, my Lord. I can't, basically. And I don't even feel that I can't see you. We are in such a pathetic state. At least we have some desire to see Krishna sometime. So we are in that state right now. At least we need to remember that, my Lord, I have not developed any connection, affection, or separation from you at all. So, see, when I see good qualities, you see the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, we talked about this last time. When you see the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about so many different vibhutis, qualities, right? So, a lot of times, as I was sharing last time, if you read many of those things, then he says, I'll tell you of my opulences, of the Adityas I am Vishnu, of lights I am the radiant sun, of roots I am Marichi, of the stars I am the moon, the Vedas I am the Samveda. Indra, of the demigods I am Indra, the king of heaven. Right? So he says so many of these qualities. But so what is he specifically saying essentially? He's saying that, what in essence he's trying to say? Yeah, so he's talking about, Arjuna is asking, how can I think of you? That's how he's asking actually. So he's saying, can you share, how can I think of you? And then he says, can you share your opulences? So Krishna says, like in America, they say, dude, like you can, so Krishna says, how can I say this? Or, because it's limitless. Dude, it's limitless. How can I say? The married dude, it's limitless. How can I say like that? This is obviously paraphrasing. He didn't exactly say like that. But so he says, I will tell you the pradhanata, the main, right? So he's talking about the best in any field. That's the point. So now, who is Krishna? Basically, who is Krishna? So that's why, like I was telling Braj Bihari Prabhu says in his lecture, that if Krishna had to talk today, then what would he say? He can say some other things, some other examples. Yeah. Yeah, or whichever any field that you like, you may also. It won't get recorded necessarily. It won't get recorded necessarily. So don't think we will judge you for what you are saying. But definitely in any field, whether you want to say in cricket it's Virat Kohli, you want to say Prime Minister, maybe you want to say Modi or somebody else who is somebody else, or you want to say, I was trying to write down, in football players you can say, who's a big football player? Messi now. Messi previously used to Pele, Maradona, whatever. So you can take a person who, I mean, isn't he the best? He's the best. He's really, I mean, who can play like that person? So, or you can take up the people who won Paramveer Chakra in India. They can be the best in the army. They are the greatest, isn't it? They're there. I mean, who can be more brave than them? Literally went and killed several people like that. So whether you can take somebody in the field of sports and politics. So who is Krishna really? Now you try to, if you want to take some steps towards that, who is this person? Then there is one way. This is one trick or something. You imagine, so try to imagine, let's say take any of the one person. You can take Kohli. You can see Kohli is now he's playing in England, he's playing like a big time. Then he comes back and he, when India is playing football, he's a football captain also. So he's the best in that. And he's not just India world ka best hai. And then you can take, he goes to, after he's done, he goes to the prime minister. He actually becomes the best prime minister. One person. That one person. And then he goes and he cracks the IIT JEE #1. Well, he's maybe 40-year-old, but he goes to IIT JEE #1. And then, what else you want to say? Because then he does a painting, and that becomes the best painting in the entire room. And he can just draw like anything. Then he becomes the, some companies are in trouble, and he will take over CEO. He becomes the CEO of Google, and Google becomes like just everything perfect. Then he goes and does his PhD in Stockholm or. So there's one person, and then he can do whatever else. He does it preaching. Then he does preaching. Like he will become like one DYS class, 500,000 people chant Hare Krishna, shave their heads next day, like that. Huh? Then he goes next day. Then he says, yeah, I love that 192 rounds every day. Okay. Now see, there are people who have more. Then he becomes Amitabh Bachchan, and he's the topmost ever, greatest superstar ever. Possible? Yeah, it's possible. Can one person be like that? Then he's super kind, super understanding, extremely personal, so humble. Huh? So humble with all these qualities. Imagine a person can be like that. So we can talk endlessly, and that's what the acharyas are doing. You can talk endlessly about Krishna. Why the 10th chapter is filled with all? You could have just said, no, all the good people in the world and all the good qualities. No, he's listing 50 of them. So what is happening with devotees? When I look at the good quality of this person, when I look at the good quality of yours, when I look at your good quality, good talent, I am getting a little glimpse of Krishna. Although, and at least I can remind myself of that. I'm getting a slight glimpse of the Lord, the one person who is accessible. He is accessible through his. I was just hearing in Radhanath Swami Maharaj's class, he was saying why the devotees, he didn't say that specific thing, but he was quoting, but we can relate it to the bhajan that Narottam Das Sahib was saying, when the devotees leave, then I beat my forehead against the Pashane, Potibo Matha, right? So you would think it's very extreme. Yeah, at the end of the day, they have left, but it seems like, why would you? It seems really, it can be. So Maharaj is not quoting this bhajan, but he was saying that one may, if we feel that there is anything material in that, there cannot be. Narottam Das Thakur is highest spiritual platform. So what exactly is happening? So when I heard that one statement, I was very, inspired by it. It was very striking. Like everything else. But so Maharaj was saying, because they see Krishna in that devotee so much. They see Krishna in the devotee so much. So when that person has left, it's like Krishna has left. They're seeing Krishna in the good qualities. So this is another important point. So there can be many other. I will we'll move to the other parts also. I don't know if I'll move to. So first, second, it helps us drink nectar. Otherwise, we are drinking poison. So I have a choice. I can stay in nectar and I stay in poison. The problem is I'm so poisoned that I like staying in poison. And I start thinking it's nectar. So, right? So this is I'm also thinking, yeah, that's okay. That's not okay. Such a horrible state. Such a horrible state. I'm liking that thing of being that side. So it serves the devotees. It also, I've noted down further points just to move quickly. It becomes the basis. I think we discussed, it becomes the basis for cooperation. One Prabhupada says, you can show your love for me, how you cooperate. That's how the movement is going to move forward. The basis for that will be the appreciation for the devotee. We will constantly try to practice that. And then it helps me. We have a disease, a big disease. What's that disease? One disease is envy. I don't know I have it, but I have it. आप लोगों के सामने एडमिट कर लो छोटी सी बात. अभी संडे को हमारे बाकी 3 जो संगीत के विशारद हैं वो लोग ने हारमोनियम क्लास अटेंड नहीं किया है ना. जो और 3 विशारद हैं यहाँ पर जो हारमोनियम, उन तीनों ने अटेंड नहीं किया. तो पता है मेरे मन में फर्स्ट थॉट क्या आया था? और मैं अटेंड कर रहा हूँ. मैं अटेंड कर रहा हूँ. जनरली आई एम द स्लैकर. Many things I drop out. मैं अटेंड कर रहा हूँ. That's the first thought came to my mind. And I immediately, oh my God, you see, that's the first thought coming to my mind. Instead, the thought coming that, hey, it will be, it's nice, my friends. मेरे मन में पहला thought आ रहा है, अरे अच्छा मैं तो attend कर रहा हूँ, मतलब मैं कुछ कर पा रहा हूँ. See, I immediately, the mind is running quickly towards it. I am a little bit better in some way. I attended this class. You see, how pathetic state. Seriously, it is, isn't it? वो सटल वो बड़ा मैं कितनी सटल नहीं कैच कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन एक जो कर रहा हूँ वो बता रहा हूँ. वो एक जो कर रहा हूँ बता रहा हूँ. You see that how the mind means, why should that means envy is there inside. Oh, I'm seeing, I don't have it. And that's the reason I'm here. So what did he say? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to so one of the devotees who said, I blasphemed your devotees. What did he say? You have drunk the poison of blasphemy. You drink the nectar of appreciation. Well, nectar is going to make you amrit, is going to make you deathless. Right? It's going to make you deathless. It's not just tasting good nectar. Oh, it tastes very good nectar. No. That is one side part of the nectar. It will make you deathless. That's what it actually means. Okay. What to appreciate quickly? We have 10-20 minutes more. So what to appreciate? What should I appreciate? When I'm saying appreciate the qualities, want to say anything? What qualities to appreciate? Good. Okay, so this is also a very good point. We can measure the qualities, the 26 qualities of devotees. We can appreciate that, or what is mentioned in Gita. So we can say that Krishna has mentioned this, and he has this quality. Very nice. Okay. So that's one thing. Anything else somebody wants to say? What to appreciate? What are the qualities that I value? That's what I should appreciate, or that's what I end up appreciating. Okay. So if I value a certain quality, yeah.
Say if you read before names in scripture, you may just be doing not the
Huh. Yeah. So you are saying that we we should try to, you're trying to say that if I truly understand the value of those, that's,
Yes, we have some idea.
I have some idea about that. Yeah. So mean it, really mean it. If I really mean it, yes, this is a wonderful, amazing qualities. I can truly value that quality. Then I should appreciate. If I don't really value it, then I just say it. तो बोल दिया ऐसे, लेकिन actually how much do I really value that? That's a good point. How much do I really value it? Then that's a degree of appreciation. It's also not appreciation, degree of appreciation. That will happen based on which qualities. Yes, very good. Okay. Who is not part of Prabhu? Everybody has to participate. Ankit Prabhu, or smile is also a good participation, but a little bit more than that will also be nice. I know you're not feeling so well, but a little bit they will give you some energy. Okay. हिंदी में भी बोल सकते हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, कोई भी हिंदी में बोल सकते, मैं भी हिंदी में बोल रहा हूँ, कोई बंगाली में भी बोल सकते हैं, ट्रांसलेट हो जाएगा वो सब. ओके, संस्कृत में भी बोल सकते हैं. Okay, so now what to appreciate? Yes, yeah. Haribol. I think Maharaj ka quote aaya tha abhi. Suraj Prabhu was very kind to guide me in between. He was told me about this quote. Your devotional service. I read that thing. मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा, लेकिन नहीं मैं नहीं पढ़ा, नहीं आपने बोला था, वही मैं पढ़ा. क्या था your devotional service Bhakti Yoga start appreciating the devotional qualities. So the qualities are by Krishna, of Krishna, for Krishna. So devotional qualities में this third point of for Krishna becomes very important. So that I think, based on what I've read at least, that the more the qualities are used for Krishna, that you appreciate. Because if you see Prabhupada's purport and description of the qualities, amanitvam, madam, vittam, madis, ahimsa. So he's not saying ahimsa, don't hurt anybody. Is that Prabhupada's purport to that? You know what's Prabhupada's purport to like ahimsa? You know that? What is violence? One who is not preaching is violent. So कोई दूसरा कोई सुनेगा, ये क्या चल रहा है, कहाँ से ये नॉन वायलेंट, ये मूवमेंट कहाँ से आई, ये कौन सा है डेफिनेशन ऑफ वायलेंस? It's like a revolutionary definition of non-violence, literally. So you see, all his definitions are qualities are in terms of what? It's in terms of devotion. What will appreciate your service? That's the main thing. So that we can keep in mind also as you are going to come up with the qualities of the other person, talents, etc. We try to see the more it is used in the service, that more we appreciate more. I can say somebody is very rich, somebody is very rich, but if that's a good quality, it depends on how much he's using that for the Lord, right? If you're not really using it so much, then you can appreciate him. He's very intelligent. He's very high in his corporate career. Say he's from IITs and other things, but actually, is it being used? Otherwise, like that. So it's useless basically. Use हो रहा है क्या उस चीज में? तो क्या है, हम लोग भी उसी में खोए हुए हैं, यहाँ से वो वहां से, मैं खुद ही खोया हुआ उसमें. तो ये इंस्टीट्यूट क्या फर्क पड़ता है किस इंस्टीट्यूट से हो, ये ठीक है, I know it's getting used in some way, but really thing is I have to try to see, am I really going to use it properly? The more you can truly use it, that's the value of them. Otherwise, so many, I mean, mundane, yes, I am very strong, built, handsome, or in ladies, beautiful ladies. What's the real amongst the ladies? What's the value of that? Unless they they are really being used in the Lord's service. So the degree to which it is used, that's also that if we appreciate, then it will encourage that person to use that more in the Lord's service. And that's how I could relate it to that people who are not practicing devotion. Bhagavatam says they have no qualities, because this is one of the things. First of all, they don't have any foundation, manorathena, so they may lose those qualities anytime. You can see they're not being used. It's like a treasure which is lying. Krishna ने दिया आपको, आपने वो वन तो लगाया ही नहीं, आगे सारे जीरो ही है ना फिर तो. Okay, now how to appreciate? How to appreciate? And another point is how to take appreciation when people appreciate you. So how to appreciate में क्या बोलेंगे? How to appreciate? What is the right way to appreciate? In a genuine way, yes. In a genuine way to appreciate it, right? Okay, how do I know I'm genuine? Vikas, how will I know that I'm genuine, sincere in my appreciation? How will I know that? सर समझ में आ गया? ठीक है, थोड़ा टफ क्वेश्चन हो गया. आप हमेशा ही जेन्युइन हो तो आपको वो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, हम लोगों को डील करना पड़ रहा है. So he's saying out of syllabus question. Next. Okay. Yes. If we really okay, that's also a good point. That's a good point. If I really want that quality, all right, okay.
We only appreciate taste, usually want it. If somebody wants to become rich, so we
I am genuine. वो जो business वाला रिसर्च में पैसा है, वो appreciate है, इसको पता है, isn't it? देखा है, बहुत पैसा है इसके पास. It's like such a isn't it? Pranam है, दंडवत. So that is they are able to do so because they really want it. Thank you for sharing. That's an excellent point. I not made of that point. But I want to surpass him. Not in that mood, but in a mood of inspiration. I also really would love to have. What's the right way to appreciate genuine? We have seen so many people appreciating, but His Holiness Sadhana Swami so much appreciating. So there is a way to appreciate, how to appreciate. So objective, yeah. Not a vague, yeah, very nice, specific, very objective and specific, very nice. Very objective, very specific, not just a overall vague like that. You can say that sometimes, but not that you only say that. So you can say he's a good devotee. That's nice. It's not like you're not allowed to say that, but if you are very specific in that, then only you can appreciate more. No, otherwise, he's a good devotee. He's a very good devotee. He's a good devotee. He's a good devotee. How many you will say that? You have to be specific. Yes, objective specific. Okay, what else?
Many people are there.
That's the general principle. Appreciate in public. If you ever have to, in a position that you have to point out something to correct anybody, definitely try to do it in private with the rights. So all of that is a separate decision. In public, very nice. In public, not vague. Okay, like that. Okay, what else? Anything else? Yeah. So, okay, so very nice. I have to try to see, I have written down, with the time I'll move on with 10 minutes. So I will try to see what is my motive to do this. Go a little bit deeper into that. Why am I doing this? Sometime I may want to gain something here. Maybe people will think that ये अच्छा devotee है, ये appreciate कर रहा है. ये भी थोड़ा दिमाग में. If I appreciate, it means I'm a good devotee that way, right? So that's fine in one sense. At least start appreciating it, even if that some of that is a good word. We try to see before when I'm saying something. Am I really meaning? Am I really want, or क्या मेरे मन में कुछ भेजे ही कुछ appreciation हो जाएगा ये वो, हाँ? That's one thing. Second thing you can do, can you do it with humor? Can you do it with humor? You can do it with humor. You can do it. Can you exaggerate it? Can you exaggerate it? What do you say? Huh? Can you exaggerate? Appreciation. Can you exaggerate it? I'm asking this question. Can you exaggerate it? Your appreciation? You understand the question? No. Acha, so okay, I'm asking that can you means should we? When I'm saying can, I mean the sense of should we. Is it okay to, let's say, not should. Is it okay to exaggerate it? Is it okay to exaggerate it? Yes, okay, go ahead.
Because you are associating other devotees, so that is good on me. You can feel exaggerated.
It should be, it can be exaggerated. Not like never exaggerated. वो जैसे nothing in fact. तुम जियो हजारों साल के दिन हो 50,000. It's an exaggeration, right? But it's good. It's a poetic metaphor. It's a poetic poem. Devotees become kavi, na? Devotee becomes a kavi, not just some plain ही बोलते हैं प्रभु. आप एक फ्री डिवोटी को प्रीच करते हो, दिन में एक ही बोलेंगे हम. बस वो भी बहुत अच्छा है, क्योंकि मैं तो 50 दिन में एक को कर पाता हूँ. आप एक में एक को करते हो बस एक. No, yeah, you tell him that, yeah, you exaggerate, you say it, but you have to so what is so that's one point. What is the ultimate thing I would say when you are exaggerating or whatever, you're appreciating the devotee? What is, let's say, one ultimate thing that should not be, whatever, what's one goal with respect to that devotee? The devotee is with you, let's say, if you're appreciating it, at least that should happen, or that should not. At least that should happen, or you can even say it the other way. At least one thing that should not happen, let's say, or maybe I'll just say it. At the end of the day, when you're appreciating the devotee, he must feel pleased and encouraged. So if you exaggerate it, you do it with humor, this and other things. But if that at the end of the day, it's turning out to be that wo bechara pareshan ho raha hai, then you have missed the whole thing. You are saying the kavita, or you are saying the appreciation, whatever way you say it, you may have, at the end of the day, you are doing to please the devotee. You see the senior devotees who do the appreciation, at the end of the day, even if they sometimes feel embarrassed, like Jananivas Prabhu, Pankaj Jagir Prabhu are saying, Radhanand Maharaj में बिठा देते हैं कि बड़े उस पर और चालू कर देते हैं appreciation से, we feel so embarrassed. So Maharaj says, if you feel embarrassed, we are success. Hari Bol. So you will say, ये तो embarrassed वाला, what's happening? He's not getting. See, it's a rasa. At the end of the day, your intention is to be able to please. You can go to some extent that where they will feel some embarrassment to that, but that is the rasa. That's the rasa. So at the end of the day, devotee should become pleased by that. Okay. So that's one thing. Finally, how should you react when you are being appreciated?
How to appreciate you to 8 point और देना चाह रहा हूँ।
पॉइंट बहुत सारे हैं या बोलिए मैं तो टाइम के हिसाब से आगे बढ़ता हूँ ठीक है नहीं आप बोलिए
Like whenever we appreciate someone, we should like to be little enthusiastic in appreciation and do little high pitch wise. मतलब अगर सबके साथ करें जनरली ऐसा होता है कि अगर किसी को appreciate करना है तो हम करते हैं but अच्छे से वो नहीं कर पाते तो that motivation and करें
हाँ enthusiastically do it with enthusiasm. Yeah, do it with the heart. Do it as something that I really want to do it, not just a side activity. अच्छे से करिए, उसे समझ के करिए कि ये कोई this is not a side activity in devotional service. मैं सेवा तो अलग चल रही है, यहाँ पे इनकी तारीफ भी कर देता हूँ, नहीं समझ रहे ना? ये तो ये ही सेवा है, ये सेवा है, बहुत बड़ी सेवा है भाई. You can show your love for me by how you cooperate, appreciate, by how you appreciate. It will lead to cooperation. बहुत बड़ी सेवा है भाई. Okay, how should I take it when I am being appreciated? मुझे ये डील नहीं करना पड़ा, मेरे को appreciate करता नहीं है तो ठीक है, तो वापस से. But how should you take it when you are being appreciated? That's what will happen in the society of devotees. They will appreciate you. पकड़ के एकदम पकड़ के appreciate करेंगे तो कैसे लोगे? As an exaggeration. हाँ? Take it as an exaggeration. Okay, all right. That's could be one thing. Let's take it as an exaggeration. Yes. Okay. Yeah, pass it to parampara. This is the most important. Pass it to parampara. Okay. Yes, pass it to parampara. So essentially, there is actually a very nice lecture of Maharaj, but I can't locate it. It's a very old lecture. It's commenting on this thing. It was a very nice lecture. But where people had appreciated and how he was responding to it. कहाँ पर मिलेगा? But basically, we can, one sense, we pray deep within that none of this, not a bit of this, whatever they are saying, is actually to my credit at all. If I can go deeper within myself and say, actually, none of this that they are saying actually is to my credit at all. They are saying this. There can be many points in this. I have written a few. I hope the other senior devotees, when they hear something, or all of you can add to it. They are saying this to encourage me. So they are so kind. They're saying it to encourage me. And another thing I have heard devotees say is they want me to be like that. Oh, I really should be like that actually. Right? And even if somewhat by Lord's mercy is there, it's all because of the parampara, by the Lord, it's there. But by their encouragement, I have to see that, yes, I need to work more on that thing because it's pleasing them. So by that, I'm taking that feedback. Oh, it's like, मैंने आपको फीस सर्व की है तो आप पूछते ना कैसा लगा ये वाला, कैसा लगा ये वाला, कैसा लगा ये वाला, ये अच्छा लगा, अच्छा इसमें क्या अच्छा लगा, ओ ओके ठीक है तो अगली बार ये करना, ठीक है, राइट. सो वही हो गया ना, हम वही कर रहे हैं जीवन में, फीस दे रहे हैं अपनी आप की दोनों लोगों को, अलग अलग आइटम दे रहे हैं ना, कभी अपना ये बुराई दे रहे हैं, ये बुराई दे रहे हैं, जो भी दे रहे हैं या जो भी अच्छी क्वालिटीज दे रहे हैं, सब दे रहे हैं. वो आदमी जो टेस्ट करके वो फीडबैक दे रहा है, जब उसका अच्छा देख रहे do this, right? You want me to do this? Okay, yes. So now I will focus on doing this. What do you want me to do based on this? I can learn, you appreciate this, I will do this. You didn't say so much about the other things, right? But you said about this thing. This is what you liked. I will do this. More. So, that's the so मैं उसमें encourage होगी. Yes, ये देख के मैं इसको ये और दूसरा so and I may end up taking personally. I was just thinking. I may know that I'm taking it personally if when it doesn't happen, I feel bad about it. If somebody is not praising me, then I don't feel so good. That means I'm taking it personally. That way also I can know. How do I know? You know, और मेरे को कंसर्न हो रहा है कि कौन प्रेज कर रहा है, कौन प्रेज नहीं कर रहा है, या क्या प्रेज कर रहे हैं, ये सब चीजें हो सकती है. So basically, I can see this thing that if I'm getting concerned about the fact that appreciation, then I have to know. Sometimes, most of the time, actually, I don't know. I think I may think that maybe I didn't take it personally, but I'm taking it personally. I'm not really passing. That's fine. We can keep some encouragement with us that way. In one sense, little bit we have to be encouraged. So these are a few points. Tomorrow, when we will meet, we will send out the WhatsApp. Everybody will be talking about. You have to prepare for at least for 5 devotees around here. You have to prepare at least one quality. You will have 5 minutes. So you for your homework, try to at least think as many qualities, but specifically quality. You can talk about an incident also, but specifically a quality. So for each devotee, after 5 minutes of appreciation, there will be 16 devotees or so, maybe 5 minutes of appreciation for each devotee. Everybody will sit around in a circle. For each devotee, after 5 minutes of appreciation, the result for that will be 3 adjectives will come for them. 3 adjectives: understanding, there's something like that. 1 talent, good cook, good preacher, good this, whatever, intelligent or something like that, some talent that way. And 1 can be a common, so that we make sure one at least talent you can cover, and the other can be, third one can be anything. This is what we thought. Either talent or quality. So at least 1 talent, 1 quality, and third can be talent or quality. Okay. So that's what we talked about. So 5 minutes, everybody's in a circle. So everybody should be ready. Every devotee should be praised by at least 3 devotees. जैसे आपका टर्न आ रहा है तो 3 लोग आपके बारे में बोलिए, और आप खुद रेडी रहिए एटलीस्ट 5 लोगों के बारे में. रेडी तो रहिए 5 लोगों के बारे में कुछ बोलने के लिए. So for 5 people, you should be ready to speak something specific based on all that we have learned today, not just sincerely sochkar, deeply sochkar. So in the end, we will have a list of these 3 adjectives. Very well. A lot. कि किन 5 डिवोटीज के बारे में सोचना है, ये तो इनका चॉइस हो जाना चाहिए ना. ओवरलैप होगा. हाँ, इसीलिए तो 5 बोल रहे हैं. हर एक को 3-3 का बोलना है. अरे मैंने आपको प्रिपेयर नहीं किया, मैं आपको बोल ही नहीं पाऊंगा. ऐसा तो नहीं है ना. Let it. I think. What do you think? My suggestion: let it be everybody's choice, or you. That's what I thought. Unless you suggest that no, we should allot people, then. Because जब जैसे इनका नंबर आया, तो we will just say who wants to speak. We are not saying these are allotted to speak. We are saying who. Yes, 5 minutes. 5 minutes time start. for Subhajit Prabhu. Go ahead. Who wants to speak? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. I'm sure 3 हाथ उठेंगे. Prabhu, 3 हाथ नहीं उठेंगे, बहुत बुरा लगेगा. What will be the, 3 से ज़्यादा. We should be like, so at least 3 people should speak. So that 5 minutes is not just covered by one person. That's the idea of it. We would love, but we have limitation of time. आज क्या?
मैं सबसे ले लूं.
हाँ, ये अच्छा आइडिया. आप खुद ही चूज करके भेजो कि मैं इन 5 का करूं. ये बहुत अच्छा है. हाँ, ये अच्छा आइडिया. It's like choice is on you. We don't want to tell you that आप इनका बोलिए. ये वो, So choice is on you, and then Vibhu Prabhu can look at this, and hopefully there will be any gaps. There should not, because 5 का बोल दिया है, 3 लोगों को बोलना है, तो थोड़ा वो overlap तो होना ही चाहिए. Okay? Yeah, इसकी video recording होगी. So you have to really perform well, Prabhus. This will be a memory for a lifetime. आप तो आगे जाकर देखेंगे. Really? नहीं, वो सब आगे की बात है. हाँ. But yeah, we will come back with the 3 qualities. Yes, go ahead.
That when someone appreciates us, like we know what we should say. मतलब जैसे हमें किसी ने appreciate किया.
First of all, one thing I think it's a good idea to see more examples. This is always a very important question. I don't even say that I have it. We should maybe get if there should be a good, better explanation. But one is that if I am extremely grateful for what you have, shared. You feel that gratitude. I won't have, like I said, I won't have any of these things, but you are encouraging me by talking about this and all that. By you're trying to see a little bit something, whatever you can see, the tiniest good. It's a good idea. So it's a good point which you are saying. It should not be mechanical. So it cannot be very. So if you have these things in mind, that one thing is that you are extremely grateful for your encouragement. That's gratitude. You are very grateful for it. And what else would you like to say? Basically.
I felt with myself. Someone said it remains like a mechanical thing that to say that no, it is from Krishna.
Yeah.
Or it is from Krishna. Yeah. लेकिन और उसमें मुझे कुछ बोलने का भी नहीं रहता था. बोलते हैं अरे ऐसे कर देते हैं, है ना? Embarrassing, but we cannot what to respond. That mystery है.
A lot of times, even if a lot of times you may not have to respond so much. That's that way. A lot of times devotees do like this also, that they it's a very good question. It should be thought about more. What I also do not have a you really want me to be like this. I connected with that. That means you want me to be like this. I say, I'm not just that, at least I connected with that. That means you want me to be like this. So I have an action. I'm not just listening. Now I'm not just listening, like not really listening, embarrassment ho raha hai, ye wo. I am trying to see also that what is it that you connect with. ये जो मैंने आपको प्रसाद दिया है उसमें आपको क्या पसंद आया, तो वो मेरे लिए वो एक्शन हो गया. एटलीस्ट मेरे को तो वो ज्यादा मेरे लिए वो एक्शन हो गया, क्योंकि हाउ कैन यू, व्हाट यू डू एट दैट पॉइंट. I mean, you know that I'm not supposed to take it, but by my all my policy or whatever you can say, by conditioning, I will take it to myself. So instead of taking that I'm I will try to best. ये आपको ये पसंद आया आइटम, ये नहीं आया पसंद आया आइटम, कोई बात नहीं. That's also good. But at the same time, sometimes you can listen also, and you're trying to get that understood. So it's like a subtle game actually, and maybe it requires a better this thing. I would like to even discuss more amongst each other with others. Maybe it can be a more, and we can come up with more of a for more comprehensive understanding. Let's say there's not going to be a formula or something, but like a comprehensive understanding like that of how. So one is we are trying to remember the Lord. We are to pray to the Lord that way. So we are remembering we are having that gratitude, remembering also why, what a great opportunity I had. That's also. But yeah, improving your strengths is also a good idea. But with the idea that no, nothing is mine at all. And I'm in a great danger actually of taking this to be mine. My Lord, please save me. How can I do this seva and improve upon this and still not take that personally? It's a struggle. That struggle is good. I want that struggle. You see that? I want that struggle, that I can say this what is liked, but I don't want to take it personally. I want to pass it on completely. It's a struggle. If I don't struggle in that, I said, वो नहीं होगा. वो यही तो conditioning है. Lust तो भरा पड़ा है. Lust कितना lust भरा पड़ा है. हर जगह mind intelligence है. सब occupy करके बैठा हुआ है. तो क्या कर रहा है lust basically? तो वो ले रहा है. तो वो struggle है. वो struggle में वो prayer है. और वो ग्रोथ है, वो स्ट्रगल है, करना पड़ेगा वो स्ट्रगल. तो वो अप्रिशिएट कर रहे हैं, लेकिन हम लोग भी अंदर उसमें स्ट्रगल कर उसके लिए. But I will take something of what you are saying, but I understand that nothing of this is due to me at all. What if I didn't get the devotee association? It would have been nonsense in the whole world. Loitering. Does it take too much time to think like that? 1 second I can think. It would have been a nonsense completely. कितना मर्सी मिला है, क्या वैल्यू है मेरा. आज एक दिन में किक करके भाग जाए, निकल इधर से, भगा सकते कोई. तो अगर if I can remember that thing, like that kind of. Any other comments from anybody?
I think there is a generic answer, because all these are something they should see the other person.
Yeah.
This one or we can gather the topic, or it's something personal also. There is no
Yeah.
this sentence only.
Yeah, exactly. इसीलिए आपका पॉइंट बहुत अच्छा था. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट सोचा है. मैकेनिकल सिस्टम नहीं, पूरा डीपर इमोशन है ना, तो नहीं हो सकता वो. तो आपको अंदर से सोचना पड़ेगा. अंदर का ये इट्स ए इनर जर्नी. It's an inner journey to be played genuinely. तो वो जितना हम सोचेंगे उसको उतना हम लोग थोड़ा आगे रोज का लर्निंग, धीरे-धीरे आगे बढ़ सकते हैं इसमें. Any other comments from anybody? Or general comments about the session? Anything? Or whatever. Anything in general? Anything? Any feedback also? Whatever. Doesn't have to be anything. Question, comment, feedback. Because you see, I'm just trying to encourage this also, because when I'm doing this, it's getting recorded also. The idea is also that we can develop this thing. You can also develop this thing. We can do this with so many others now. So that is why I'm trying to get feedback. This is also so that if we can do the seva better next time and see, okay, how did devotees take this thing?
I can say it as a good challenge and we are like when you use important things, important issues which a person on his own may not see. You may get to know after many years to do the experience, but due to combined cooperation with peace, everybody is realization. So yes, with less effort we are.
Yes, yes. 1 + 1 becoming 11. Because more and more people, अगर अकेले आप सोचने बैठोगे तो how much will you be able to think individually of each of these things? So you think that jewels come out when the devotees come together. Machchitam apyata prana. Bodhayanta. Devotees come together to share.
This is very important topic. So it's good to go deeper and deeper. How much we can
What is the rarity of devotion is another thing to remember. The rarity of the devotee is very. One final comment before you go. Anything, I'm just saying. I know you have to rush, that's fine. But one quick thing as we see. No.
The Prabhupada is very, very important. Whatever we are focusing on and what we are going to do tomorrow is very, very crucial for our sustenance in bhakti, and it is often forgotten or neglected.
Yeah.
At least individually, I feel extremely neglected.
Yeah. Very crucial and gets often forgotten, neglected. It's a very crucial part of ourselves. No, swim in nectar. Anything Vikas Prabhu, Shubhijit Prabhu, कुछ भी ऐसा कुछ अच्छा लगा, कैसा लगा?
Mostly consider living in
हाँ
we mostly consider
हाँ
living nature.
Yes, we are basically so poison is why we are finding the bad qualities, no? In people. They mostly end up doing that. So how we try to see the good. That's
We have also the choice to whether living poison or
nectar. Nice, you raise that point. Yeah, it's our choice. It's my choice. What to do. It's my choice. आपको कैसा लगा? Yeah. Let's go.
loving Krishna means loving
Is your body. Yeah, this is a theoretical. Greedy. Greed is a good quality. Greed is a good quality. Yeah. Very nice. Hari bol. Thank you, Vinu bro. अच्छा लगा? अब ये बंद कर दे. लाइव रिकॉर्डिंग बंद कर.